here for you. Fox 4 News starts now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Noviello with a look at what is making news across North Texas. Police are looking for the person who shot and killed 4 people, including a baby, in southeast Dallas. The Dallas County Medical Examiner has identified the 4 victims as Logan and Vanessa de la Cruz and Karina Lopez and Jose Lopez. Police say a 5th shooting victim, a 15-year-old girl, survived. Her condition has not yet been released. Officers found all of them around 4:30 yesterday afternoon at a home on Royce Drive. That's just south of I-20 near St. Augustine Road. Police have not identified a suspect, but say this is an isolated incident. They say there is no threat to the general public. 1 man is dead. More than 20 people are displaced after a weekend fire in Denton. Firefighters received the call around 2:15 yesterday morning. They rescued at least 1 person from a 2nd-story unit at the Ridgecrest Apartments on Dallas Drive. As firefighters searched for victims, they found the body of 1 man. His name has not yet been released, but neighbors do say he was a really friendly guy.
He's kind of like family in the neighborhood. Everybody knows him. He's super nice, talks to everyone. He's just a staple here. He's lived here forever. He's an older gentleman, a Vietnam vet, really friendly, always joking around with everyone.
8 apartment units were destroyed. The fire marshal's office is still working to figure out exactly how that fire began. The Red Cross and the apartment complex are helping displaced residents. Navarro County volunteer firefighters are fighting for a contract renewal after theirs lapsed. The department gets a monthly fund, and the fire department says they are running out of time and of money, and it could potentially affect public safety. Fox 4's Rebecca Butcher reports.
Well, it's hard to imagine a fire department getting a call and not responding. That's what some volunteer fire departments in Navarro County are afraid of amid an ongoing contract dispute.
There was a liability that was made present with the old contract been in effect for 15 years.
Dylan Tidwell, the president of the Navarro County Volunteer Firefighter Association, says they presented the commissioners with talks around March and that the old contract lapsed September 30th.
First week of October, they sent it to their lawyer, which was, we were out of contract. And for 2 months, we hadn't heard anything, and then they presented a contract way out. I mean, killed 90% of the fire departments.
Tidwell says they've been kept in the dark. It's been about 2 months since the 15-year-old contract between its 23 volunteer fire departments and the county lapsed.
We got one. We sent a change back Saturday after Thanksgiving, and that would have been technically the number 2. It's
left Angus Fire Department without the $800 they receive monthly. Most Navarro County fire departments receive $600 a month.
The $800 a month is, we base that on, like the Angus Fire Department gets $800. There's some departments that get 200, or there's 200 per truck.
Treasurer of the association, Kim Newsom, says the money works in multiple ways to help keep the departments functional.
And it makes it difficult to put fuel in your trucks, to maintenance trucks. For instance, right now we have a truck that's having an engine replaced, and it's over $15,000 for that.
Navarro County volunteer fire departments are afraid the expiration of the contract could lengthen until January and February. On November 27th, the Navarro County Commissioners Court voted on the contract pending legal modification.
I move that we approve the contract for volunteer fire departments of Navarro County for the 23-24 fiscal year pending modification from legal.
In a letter given to commissioners on November 20th, the association said, "We all understand the liability and we feel that there's too much of a liability for us to respond to calls without a contract. We are trying to protect ourselves from a potential lawsuit as well." On Facebook, Commissioner Jason Grant says he met with all of the volunteer fire departments in Precinct 1 and he looks forward to a, quote, speedy solution. Retreat Fire Chief Ron Bennett says people living in rural Navarro County aren't getting the protection they need.
I'm very surprised that they'll do this to their citizens of this county. This should have been handled way before our contract come up.
In Navarro County, Rebecca Butcher, Fox 4 News.
The Texas Longhorns were chosen as one of the final 4 teams to compete for college football's national championship. They were selected, though, in a highly controversial decision by the Sports Selection Committee. Texas was ranked number 3 in the final playoff poll. They will play number 2, Washington, the unbeaten champions of the Pac-12 conference. The Longhorns entered the weekend ranked 7th in the country. but they jumped several spots after crushing Oklahoma State in Saturday's Big 12 title game in Arlington.
I think our guys have earned it. They've had a great season. I think we're playing our best football right now at the right time. And so we'll get back to work. You know, there's a lot of work to be done.
I think in the back of our heads, we always knew that if we were going to win the Big 12 championship, that, you know, other accolades would probably come with it. So bullseye's now on a national championship for sure.
The other playoff matchup will pit #1 Michigan against 4th-ranked Alabama. The Crimson Tide was selected ahead of Florida State, even though Alabama had one loss this season and the Seminoles had none. FSU's head coach says he was disgusted with that decision and that his team was cheated out of a chance to play for a championship. Meantime, here at home, SMU also dealing with disappointment after the other college football bowl game matchups were announced. The Mustangs beat Tulane Saturday to win the American Athletic Conference title. They were in contention to be picked for one of the elite bowl games known as the New Year's Six. Instead, their spot in the Fiesta Bowl went to undefeated Liberty University, the Conference USA champs. SMU's coach says that won't stop his team from celebrating a conference championship.
We're sure of who we are. I think our resume, the data, all the information speaks for itself. Most people involved understand what probably should have happened, but except for the 13 people making the decision, and it's out of our control.
Now the Mustangs are going to head to Boston. The bowl game will be at Fenway Park, the home of the Boston Red Sox. They'll play Boston College in the Fenway Bowl. That happens on December 28th.
And our next cold front coming later this week. We'll time it out for you coming up. And jumping right into today's forecast, looking great across North Texas, back up into the lower 60s, which is exactly where we're supposed to be in early December, but otherwise lots of sun expected. So not quite as warm as yesterday, but still shaping up to be a beautiful start to the work week. You can see that on Futurecast for the rest of today. Perhaps a couple of high clouds streaking in later towards this evening, but all in all, lots of sun expected for today. What about your Tuesday? We'll take a look. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, nothing but sunshine to go around, and this will likely be the case throughout the day tomorrow. So weather once again tomorrow looking fantastic, but there are some changes on the way. Let me show you our rain chances over the next several days. I think we'll be dry through Friday, so overall the work week looking great. But this weekend, our next cold front does arrive, and with that, we'll see our next rain chance, but also a major cool down behind that front. So let's set the stage here. Looking around the country today, pretty typical December day, 56 right now here in North Texas. Got some 60s along the Gulf Coast. Florida not participating at all. It's 84 in Miami. But you can see up in the northern plains, it's chilly, widespread 30s and 40s, but nothing too crazy, right? Up in Canada, though, starting to see some signs of some colder air building. Notice Fairbanks, -8 degrees, got some single digits there from Yellowknife over towards the Rankin Inlet. We're going to start to see that Arctic air spreading southward over the next several days, and this weekend it does look to spill down into the United States. So we have a pattern change coming this week. Ridge of high pressure and firm control. It's a little bit warmer. That's why we're going to top out in the 70s later this week. This high, though, is going to break down. And in its place, look at this trough diving down to the plains heading into this weekend. You can see big cold blast coming, big deep trough right down the Mississippi River Valley. We're going to be on the back side of that. And because of that, we are going to see a pretty strong cold front this weekend. So take a look at it. See, this is for Saturday morning. Low pressure there up over Nebraska and Kansas. Out ahead of it, showers breaking out in Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois. Behind it, there's that cold area of high pressure spilling down from Canada. And you can see by the time we get into Saturday night and into Sunday, that cold front moves through. Cold area of high pressure builds in, and our temperatures do plunge with that. Take a look at what happens with our lows. Pretty typical chill over the next couple of days, upper 30s to lower 40s, but out ahead of that system, our lows skyrocket. In fact, we're going to be well above average, nearly 20 degrees warmer than what we're supposed to be at night with those lows in the upper 50s. But behind it, we plunge. Going to be conservative for right now, some upper 30s, mid to upper 30s Sunday and into Monday of next week. But don't be surprised if we have to adjust those temperatures downward in the coming days. Meanwhile, during the day, talk about a temperature roller coaster ride. We're in the lower 60s today. We're back up to near 80 degrees on Friday, so it's going to be way too warm for December. But heading into this weekend, behind that front, our high temperatures do plunge back down into the mid to upper 50s. May have to adjust those downward as well. But the good news is that if you don't like the cold, in the longer range, we do see our temperatures bouncing back up. In fact, as we head towards the middle parts of the month, warmer than average temperatures do return for much of the United States. So let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Looking great during the work week, right? 63 today, back in the upper 60s for your Tuesday. Lots of sun. We do see a big warming trend after that, though. One more nice day on Wednesday. But look at this. By the time we get to Friday, we are flirting with 80 degrees. It's December. It's not supposed to feel like that. But behind that cold front, we do turn much cooler. Saturday front moves through. We're going to be windy. May see a couple of isolated showers. Perhaps a rumble of thunder. We'll see as we get closer, but temperatures do look to crash behind that cold front. And when you wake up Sunday morning, it's going to be a lot different. 30s, only topping out in the mid 50s heading into next Sunday.
It'll certainly still feel like the holidays, though. The city of DeSoto kicking off its holiday festivities tonight with the help of a 5-time U.S. figure skating gold medalist. You've heard of her before. Emma Pratt will perform on the city's new outdoor ice rink. It's located in the east parking lot of City Hall and will be open through January 7th. There will also be a block party and a tree lighting ceremony that happens at 6:30 tonight. DeSoto is just 15 miles south of Dallas. And we want to remind you there's still plenty of time to donate a new unwrapped toy. Fox 4 and the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve have teamed up to make sure that every child has a new toy on Christmas. We're going to be in the Salina Town Square tomorrow starting at 5 p.m. You can visit our website, fox4news.com, for more information, or you can even just click that QR code on the lower left-hand corner of your screen. You can give gifts. You can also give money. We will make sure it is spent well. That is a look at what's making news in North Texas. Of course, for news anytime, head to fox4news.com. Stay safe.